Hey, class, we are back with more Native American. We're talking about their entertainment. What did they do for fun today? What did they do to entertain themselves? It's not like they had TVs and Netflix and videos and stuff like we did. So, what did they do for fun? What did they do to entertain themselves? They did a lot of different things. They played games. They played sport like called lacrosse that you maybe heard of. Uh, and it was a dangerous sport. They played all kinds of games. The kids played games, adults played games, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're talking about their entertainment. So they enjoyed a wide variety of entertainment, sports, games, music. Different tribes and regions had their own games and traditions.
Entertainment. Native Americans enjoyed a wide variety of entertainment in the form of sports, games, music, dance, and festivals. Different tribes and regions had their own games and traditions.
All right. So one of the most popular Native American sports was lacrosse, and like I said, it's still a popular sport today. They had different names for the sport, including stickball, bump hips, kabucha, and little brother of war. And it was played with a ball. It was passed around using these sticks. If I had a lacrosse net, I would show you, but I'm not a lacrosse player, so I don't have one. So sometimes the game was huge with hundreds of players on both sides, and games would often last from sunrise to sunset. And sometimes players playing these games because there weren't many rules really. Uh, it was a brutal game and had very few rules, so they often got seriously injured.
Lacrosse. One of the most popular Native American sports was lacrosse. This is still a popular sport today. Different tribes had different names for the sport, including stickball, bump hips, kabucha, and little brother of war. The game was played with a ball that was passed around using sticks with nets attached to the end. Sometimes the game was a huge event with hundreds of players on both sides in the field that was over a mile long. Games would often last from sunrise to sunset. The game was sometimes used to toughen up younger warriors and to settle disputes between tribes. These were brutal games with few rules. Players were often seriously injured.
All right, so another game that they played was called the hand game. It was played between two teams of people. One side would pass around a small ball that looked something like this right here, and they'd pass it around quickly, and then the other side would try to guess who had the item in their hand, and if they guessed right, they got a point.
Games. The hand game. The hand game was played between two teams of people. One side would pass around a small ball or ball quickly. Then the other side would try to guess who had the item in their hand. If they guessed correctly, they gained a point. Then the other team would try to hide the item.
All right, then you had the ring the stick game, and it was played by usually by children. All right, it looked something like this right here. You were trying to the object of it was the you had a long stick. You tied the string at one end, and at the other end was string ring was tied. And then you would try to toss the ring in the air and get it to land or catch it on the pointed stick, and that was the object of the game. It was called the ring the stick game.
Games continued. Ring the stick game. The ring the stick game was usually played by children. They took a long stick and tied a string to one end. At the other end of the string, a ring was tied. Then they would toss the ring in the air and try to catch it with the pointed end of the stick.
All right, and then you had the bowl game. Bowl game was a favorite among the Iroquois, and it was traditionally played during the Midwinter Festival. So for this game, you had this wooden bowl, and you had these nuts that were black on one side and they were white on the other side. And what you would do, they'd place the ball, and then they would throw the ball up in the air or shake it up in the air, and the player hit the go when it would hit the ground. Uh, at least five of the six nuts ended up on the same color. That player gained a point. So you're trying to get it all the nuts on the same color, and if you got five out of the six on the same color, then you gained a point.
Games continued. The bowl game. The bowl game was a favorite among the Iroquois and was traditionally played during the Midwinter Festival. For this game, a wooden bowl was used along with six nuts that were black on one side and white on the other. The nuts were placed inside the bowl. Then the player hit the bowl against the ground. If at least five of the six nuts ended up the same color, that player gained a point.
All right. So they also not only played games, they had music and they had dance, and they were important parts of Native American culture. Songs were sung at important religious rituals, but there's also part of everyday life. They believed music was the language of the spirits, and the most important aspect of Native American music was singing, chanting, and percussion. All right, those were the most important aspects. Remember that because that's going to be on the 5 questions at the end, the comprehension questions. So traditional instruments included drums, rattles, whistles, and flutes.
Music and dance. Music and dance were important parts of the Native American culture. Songs were sung at important religious rituals, but were also a part of everyday life. They believed that music was the language of the spirits. Different tribes had different styles of music and instruments. The most important aspect of Native American music was singing, chanting, and percussion, i.e. drums. Traditional instruments included drums, rattles, whistles, and flutes.
All right. So there were also a large variety of traditional dances that they did. Each dance had its own special name, had its own steps, songs, history, and meaning. And some dances included both men and women, and some were just individuals. Some were just only men, some were only women. So, but many of these dances involved moving in a circle, and they would dress up in costumes or masks sometimes.
Music and dance continued. There are also a large variety of traditional dances. Each dance had its own special name, steps, songs, history, and meaning. Some dances included both men and women, while other dances were exclusively for one or the other. Many of the dances involved the dancers moving in a circle. Sometimes the dancers would dress up in costumes and or masks.
All right. So number 1 for our comprehension questions, what was the most popular Native American sports? Was it A, basketball, B, lacrosse, or C, soccer? It was B, lacrosse, and lacrosse is still popular today. Like I said, I'm not a lacrosse player. I would show you one of the sticks, but it's just a stick, and it's got like a net on the end of it. You have the ball, and you throw it.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
And number 2, who usually played the ring the stick game? Was it A, children, B, dogs, or C, adults? It was children that usually played the ring the stick game.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Number 3, when was the bowl game usually played? A, in the morning, B, at the Midwinter Festival, or C, at night? It was usually played at the Midwinter Festival by the Iroquois.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
Number 4, what was the most important aspect of Native American music? A, sheet music, B, the recorder, or C, singing, chanting, and percussion? It was C, singing, chanting, and percussion was the most important aspect of Native American music.
Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
And that is all of our questions for today. Be sure you go on Schoology, turn it in, get credit for it, and I will see you next time with another Native American lesson. You all have a good day.